Hello there, this is my review of the LEGO Star Wars set 75337 ATTE Walker. This set comes with 1082 pieces, 5 minifigures, plus these 3 battle droids and has a retail price of £120 or $140 US. This is what the back of the box looks like, just in case anyone was wondering, and with that said, let's get into the minifigures. There are 5 minifigures in the set as well as 3 B1 battle droids, and I think we'll talk about the battle droids first. The characters themselves are fine, but my only problem is that the legs are connected, meaning that they can't move separately, which is really annoying. Also, the battle droids don't have backpacks either, but apart from these things, the rest of the figures are good. There are 3 of them included in this set, which I think is a fair amount to include. Could have been a bit more, but 3 is a fair number. The first actual minifigure I want to talk about is the Clone Gunner. The leg printing is very good and accurate, and I can say the same thing about the torso print and the back print. The helmet print is okay. My main problems are the 2 tan strips at the top that bow away from the fin, which they shouldn't do, and they also stop too shortly on the helmet and should have carried on a bit further back. Also, this helmet has helmet holes, which I know some people don't like, but I don't mind them in general, and underneath this helmet is a standard clone face print, which is nice. Overall, the helmet print just needs a few improvements, but the rest of the figure is really good. The next minifigure I want to talk about is the 212 Clone Trooper. The leg, foot and hip printing looks very good, the torso print is very accurate, and I can also say the same thing about the back print, it's also very good. The lower half of the helmet print is very good, but the upper part is just horrendous. First off, the orange stripe should be touching the fin, not social distancing from it, and the end of the orange stripe should taper to a point, but it definitely doesn't do that on the figure. Also, the markings should have been printed a bit further back, like the gunner, and also the helmet holes may annoy some people, but still, I do not mind them that much. Underneath this helmet is a standard clone face print, which is still quite nice. There are 3 of these in this set, and while I wish there was 1 or 2 more, 3 is not a bad amount, but yeah, these figures are really good, but then the helmet print just ruins it entirely. The final minifigure I need to talk about is Commander Cody. His leg printing is very good, and so is his torso print, which is very accurate. His back print is nice, but I do wish that that jetpack was a physical piece and not just a print. I do also wish that his arms were printed, just because he's a more specialised, higher ranking character, and it just would have made him look so good. The helmet print, at least in my opinion, is amazing, and the visor uses up the helmet holes, which makes him look really perfect. I did just notice that I think the strips should also be printed a bit further back like the other minifigs, but because of the visor, it's not like the most noticeable, but it still should have happened. Underneath this helmet is a unique clone face print, which is a really cool inclusion that makes Cody stand out even more. Now, I don't usually talk about accessories, but since this set is based off Revenge of the Sith, he probably should have come with his Palpatine hologram, because it just would have made him look so much cooler. I built it myself, and while it's quite good, it's not what it could have been, but yeah, this figure is really good. Now that I'm finally done talking about the minifigures, let's get into the builds, and we'll start off with the Dwarf Spider Droid. The legs are quite good and have 3 points of articulation, being what I like to call the hip joint right here, the knee joint, and the ankle joint, so it's quite poseable. The cannon is also okay, and it can be tilted up and down like that, or you can actually just tilt the cannon itself, so I don't know why they had to do it twice, but they decided to. The actual main body itself is really awkward. The eyes should be integrated into the head, but they're not. They're on this telephone piece, and the head should have been more like a half sphere, not a full one. The antenna is still a good feature, but the rest of it is done way better in the 327th Battle Pack. The main problem with this build, though, is that it technically shouldn't have been included, because there were no Dwarf Spider droids on Utapau, but there were crab droids, but for some reason this was what they included. It's like if they made an Endor ATST and decided to include a Tauntaun instead of a speeder bike. Like, that's just not what it should be. Now that I'm done with that thing, let's talk about the actual main show, the ATT itself. Starting off at the legs, I think they look very nice, especially the teeth on the ankles. The feet, while they should be 6 not 4 toes, also look very nice as well. I think it would have been difficult to make the 6 toes, so 4 toes still works. The middle legs are very good as well, and while the feet have the same problem as the smaller legs, they're still really nice, so I don't mind too much. The front and back legs can technically move, but not enough to position the set due to the weight of the set pushing the legs back. The middle legs can move just fine and are basically the only thing you can alter to make it look like the ATT is walking, so do whatever you want with this. Above all these legs are some circular armoured plates. The smaller ones do look quite nice, but the middle ones in particular look very good. The back armour plates look very good. The stickers do have nice details, but the light grey colour is a bit off, especially on the top ones. It's really easy to see here. At the back are 2 ball turrets, which move very smoothly and also look very nice. My only problem is that if you're not holding the ball turrets down, they can very easily pop off like that. That's something I discovered while making this review, and that can also happen, so yeah, be careful while moving these ball turrets around. The armour plate / panelling at the front looks very good and all around as well. In the middle of the ATT is a handle where you can pick the set up from. It's very stable and definitely won't break off, as you're seeing now. On top of the ATT is a cannon that can rigidly turn around and sounds a bit awkward, and the actual cannon part can tilt up and down as well, as seen right now. There are stud shooters on each side which fire green studs and also aren't too distracting. There's also a small seat to sit a clone trooper, and he isn't connected to the cannon, so when you rotate it he may jump around a bit like this. There's also a nicely printed control panel up here, which is good to see. The front of the ATT looks very accurate, and here there are 4 ball turrets that move around smoothly, no problem here at all. These ones don't break off like the back ones do. Before I get into the actual cockpit, I forgot to mention that over time the main cannon can sag, making it look really awkward. Like here's my old one, it does not look as good as my new one does. Anyways, to access the cockpit, all you need to do is pull it out, and then you can place a clone trooper in the seat, just like this, just so you can pilot the ATT, and then you can just slot it back in like that. Also, this connection is secured enough that it won't fall out if you like shake it, but it is still easy to pull out, which is nice. To access the front interior, all you need to do is pull up the top panel, pull up the side panels, and then move them to the side. Inside are 2 seats that can be removed, and also a wrench, so the clones can repair the ATT. Also inside is a crate with some macro binoculars and a rack of thermal detonators, which both of these can be removed. For how limited this interior size is, I think the designer did a really good job trying to fit everything he can in here. By the way, that doorway at the back does not actually lead to the back interior, it just leads to the handle, so you can't really walk a clone trooper through. To actually access the back interior, you need to detach the top and back panel and push them aside, and then, like before, pull up the side panels and move them to the side as well, and that gives you access to the back interior. Compared to the other interior, this one is very spacious. There are 5 seats allowing you to easily fit 5 clone troopers. One of these has a nice stickered control panel to control the back bubble turrets. There's also a coffee mug and a fire extinguisher, which is a bit random, but it is still a nice inclusion, and I'd rather have it than not have it. There is also a weapons rack at the back that can hold 2 blasters, as well as an area to stand 2 rifles just here. This interior bit is very well done and utilises most of the space it can, which is brilliant. Overall, I think this set is really amazing. While the minifig quality, except Commander Cody, is meh, the lineup is still perfect and the build is absolutely perfect as well. The dwarf spider droid could have been better, but it really should have been a crab droid anyways. But for £120 or $140 I think this is a really good value, and if you can find it on sale, I would 100% recommend picking this up. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10 just because of a few problems being the minifigs and the dwarf spider droid. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you found this review useful, and thanks for watching.